Well, we're back. We had a little bit of technical difficulty, but Dr. Shino Bay here in Fort Lauderdale, a board-certified dermatologist, was really talking about something very, very important that I think everybody really needs to listen to as patients or as consultants or as physicians. So I think we should go back to that.
So saying that, we're trying to educate patients and doctors are trying that as we age, for most people, true aging happens around age 40. That's when most people will start seeing changes. And at that point, it has to do with the deep fat compartment. One by one, those cells start vanishing, and then we just look tired. So we don't look as fresh as the early 30s and 20s. Past 50 is when we have changes on the bone. Bone loss and bone remodeling is something that is imminent, but we can do something now about it. So I'm known for my work with sculpture aesthetics. I can imitate bone or help preserve the architecture of the bone.
So that's, maybe you want to say it clearly so they understand. So you are the internationally #1 user of sculpture aesthetics.
Yeah.
And most people might not even know what that is. So if they wanted to look that up, they could find more information on your website?
Yeah. So I create a technique that I call this, I name all my techniques, but this one's precise sculpt with sculpture aesthetic. And the power of sculpture aesthetic, in my opinion, and the way I use it is superperiosion to maintain or fake or imitate the architecture of the bone, because as we get older, we start changing of the bone. We see the changes on the mouth, but the changing of the mouth just make the mouth look like it has problems. We look elderly, like the elderly version of ourselves, when we lose the cheekbones. Cheekbones is a sign of youth, beauty, and fertility. I would say that's why women with blush can make themselves look better or more useful.
Is that why I'm busy with my blush?
Because it fakes a cheekbone and brings attention to it. So my job is to preserve the architecture of the cheekbone, to maintain the architecture of a youthful face. So my practice, anybody that's 50 plus, unless they have an absolute contraindication to use polylactic acid, which is Sculptra, they all should be on it. To me, it's a disservice to offer anything else. Yet I can mix and match with other things, but I have to preserve the architecture of the bone for anybody that is 50 plus in order to keep them looking useful.
And how long does that last if somebody comes in and gets it done? When do they come back for another series of it?
The beauty of this technique is once we have the after pictures, you want to call it, the end results. And for most people in my practice with this technique, it takes 1 to 2 sessions. After that, for the rest of the natural life, they will do half a session, which is 1 vial once a year or every 2 years to remain the same on the areas where we're injecting.
And what is that range in price? Because some people are afraid, like, oh, I can't afford him. He's so expensive. He's on Las Olas Boulevard. I don't know if I could afford him. So what's the price range?
I mean, the price range for Sculptra throughout the nature, you could find anything from $600 to $1,000 per vial.
Okay.
But what and I usually don't know my prices because the cosmetic consultant, I actually made a pledge to myself that I will never get out of it for money, so I don't worry about prices. I let the consultant do that.
You're just a true artist at work.
I just don't want to get out of it for money. But my practice, I don't sell syringes, I don't sell vials of Sculptra. I sell my technique. So there's different tiers for people, some people may need a little bit more than others, so there's different tier. And this tier, it has a set price for it. But, to me, it's the most affordable thing that you can do because it's the one thing that I can see, and again, I've done the most volume for this product, that truly slows down the aging process. I mean, you really maintain the architecture of the bone with it. While with the other products, you can plump, you can lift, but underneath, you're disintegrating. So
I need you to put the questions like here in front of me, not far away.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess we're live again, and our connection is finally there. I think so. Is that what it says? I think it says that.
Because it's
we should have went in another room. They said you were more comfortable here.
Yeah,
No.
You can. Okay, well, I think we're live and we're back on. And sorry about the internet, but we have a garage above us, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we are with the best of the best over here, and everybody's ready to sign up with you right now. And if they want more information about the sculpture and what you do, can they go to your website?
Yeah, there's plenty of information on my website about the procedure and what it does. There's also videos on YouTube about me.
And your website is? what is your
it's
website?
ShinoBayDerm.com. So
Okay.
my name, Shino Bay, Derm, DERM.com.
That's great.
Can't see it.
Okay. And we're back.
Well, okay, our connection is weak. So our connection is strong, but the connection on here is
It's
weak,
weak.
unfortunately. So Facebook Live, we got to get you moving quickly, and I'll have to come back in October and interview you again.
Okay.
But I think your book, Be Youthful at Any Age, is great, and I love the fact that you have so much caring about your patients, about how they live their lives, about their well-being, because unfortunately most doctors don't have the time to even spend the time, even if they wanted to, with their patients. So when you book your appointments, do you book them every 30 minutes? I mean, how much time do you actually spend with the patient?
I really don't know how the appointments are
Right.
booked, but again, I don't look at my schedule either because I don't want to freak out.
Okay.
There are too many patients. So, but I think we basically book hours appointments pretty much with everyone. I try to keep my practice boutique very
That's
small.
great. That's great.
And sometimes, unfortunately, I run behind, but it's because every patient gets the same amount of time and attention. And sometimes what people don't know is that sometimes I walk in a room and I see a patient with a blank stare, and I say, "What's the matter?" They're coming for the follow-up or Scotland. It had happened to me where they've been diagnosed with terminal cancer, and they have so of course I'm not gonna rush out of that.
No, you can't. In a
I
case
stay
like that,
there.
you
So,
have to stay. Yeah.
so, but usually we do everything we can to keep on track, but sometimes I do fall a little behind, like any of us providers.
Right, absolutely.
But I don't want to my practice to turn into a factory, and I want to be able to still have the one-to-one communication, whether it's something spiritual or talking about the next plan for you anti-aging.
No, I think that's all great. And I
procedures.
also noticed that you have a lot of great high-level nurses and estheticians here, and you've integrated the medspa business into your dermatology practice really very nicely. How is that working, and how are you cross-selling and upselling and motivating your patients coming in for your injectables and fillers and non-surgical to use the medspa services?
I think in our practice, the medspa services. I think once the patient is here, they see that there's other things offered on the ads. They usually, as you could see on our advertisements and things like that, we don't advertise too much on that. But I think it's organic, where they ask me about skincare, and I just say, well, I have 3 estheticians here, and they come and they consult with them. We also have a wonderful lady, Rachel, that does eyebrows, and she has her own followers, and they refer among each other, and even myself too. If I see that they can benefit my patient for a hydrofacial, and I say, your skin's looking a little dull, you could get a little hydrofacial. So we do more advertising than advertising.
Right, so you work with your internal database, which is the best thing to do, because they're already here, they already love you, they love the practice, so they might as well stay in one place to do one-stop shopping. Do you give them packages or programs? You put deals together? Because everybody wants that added value these days.
I think their packages usually during holidays and things like that. We always do what we can for our patients. That's why sometimes my colleague says, you've seen that many patients, which I don't think I've seen a lot, but you should raise your price even more. But to me, it's like I came from nothing and very poor, and I have patients that clean